Hey Vincent, do you remember how we met?
I remember it like yesterday. I was leaving our apartment, probably with my youngest, to do something outside, and I saw just this line in front of my neighbor's building. And I was thinking, like, oh, that's right, he's doing an open house. And you were hosting this whole line there. And we started talking. And in a 15-minute time span, there was a connection. And immediately I knew that if we were ready to sell, you would be the person that we would go to. Do you
That's,
remember it?
yeah, I do remember. How well did you feel that I understood your building? It's a very unique building, and the board process in general.
Yeah. You understood it more than anyone else. You understood it as someone who also lives in a co-op, and you understood the intricacies and the red tape and the preferences just by virtue of having done this for a really long time, 25 years, and having done this in our building multiple times successfully, more successfully than any other agent I've seen. And we often talk to our neighbors. We've been there 10 years. And whenever there's a sale, we are, a friendly bunch. We've all known each other. Our kids have grown up together, and it's 47 units. So that's a lot of people and a lot of turnover in 10 years. Not that much, but some. And out of all the agents who have been there and helped folks move to their next opportunities, you're the one who's been the most innovative, the most dedicated to the cause, the most really important, the most speedy. And then you also understood what it meant to bring someone to join a community, a co-op, which is slightly different than a condo and a house and so on and so forth. So the moment we met, I knew, okay, she's like me, we can do this, and we can do this efficiently.
Yeah. And I remember that when we had a number of offers, and I remember going through them with you and sort of sitting and brainstorming through them. And I feel like we did a lot of due diligence. We asked a lot of important questions, and we ended up with the highest sale in the building.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think it had a lot to do with how good at this you are. Like, everyone's got a skill. This is your skill. And my neighbors who will subsequently sell at some point will very likely end up with you because of the successes that you've had, because of how seriously you take it, and how much you try to understand the need of the person selling and the need of the person buying, and then making that match.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like, at the time that you listed your property, and even now, like I see a number of units, and sort of like I look at the days on the market, and it doesn't make sense to me, right? Because we sold, we sold Joe's unit in like one open house. We sold yours in 20 days. I mean, in a shifting market, right? And I mean, what would you say to somebody that, maybe has been on the market in the past, wasn't successful with it, is thinking of taking a shot at it again? Well, what was the difference with working with me?
I think it's simple, right? Everyone's made to do something in life, and you're doing what you should be doing. And you are an expert in your domain. You are dedicated to the searches and to closing and to making sure that it's right. And you're innovative. Like earlier, I was telling you, I'm an old lady. I'm not on social media. And the moment we met, you were like, I'm putting this on TikTok. And I was like, TikTok, what? People do that now? Like, real estate agents do that? They don't all do that. Lisa, you do that. And so you've like changed with the times, you've adapted, because if you've done this for 25 years, there was no TikTok 25 years ago, but you're able to meet the buyer where they are and get the seller more options than any other agent I've seen in the 10 years that we've lived in that building. I've got neighbors who have put their apartments on the market, and all the apartments are very similar. You've seen that. And so it shouldn't be that hard for one to sell and another not to. But I guess it's what the agent really puts into it in terms of effort, in terms of strategies and tactics, and then in terms of just energy, right? Like you get someone in one sale who's interested. Lisa, you get 5 or 6 or 7 people. And therefore, by the time there's a second apartment that's open, you've got a Rolodex of humans that you reach out to even before our unit was ready. And you were pushing me, which I really appreciated, because I'm someone who's very quick and efficient and organized, et cetera. And we're at the same pace. And so you're pushing us to get in there and to move it faster. And so the difference, I think, is you. And we thank you so much because you've changed the lives of our family, the life of our family, which is really great.
Well, I'm really happy for you guys. So I guess my last question is, when you signed with me, how confident did you feel that I was going to take this role and run it home?
1,000% confident. I knew it in the first 15 minutes we met, and I didn't even consider any other agents. And I have friends who are agents. We've moved multiple times in New York and when we were renting, and those guys help with sales too. But we knew it had to be you. And when you the agreement, I scrutinize every number, I negotiate everything. And when I scrutinized all the numbers, I asked you the tough questions just as I would anyone else. But when it came to negotiation, I knew that you were earning every single penny of that sale because you were putting more into it than any other agents that I was seeing who were selling other units in our building. And then from the perspective of understanding the contracts, you educated us on a lot of things when it comes to real estate. This is what you do for a living. And, we will go through maybe 2 or 3 sales in our lives. You're going through hundreds, and you educated us on a lot of stuff, and we appreciated it. And if any neighbors are selling, you're the first recommendation we'll make.
Yeah. And I feel like these board packages have been like flying through, right? I mean, we really had a very good experience with having everything put together the right way, sending it in. I mean, we had great help throughout the process. I feel like it was smooth from beginning to end. So what would you say to somebody who's thinking about maybe selling their apartment, they're considering their options of who they would list with? What advice would you have for them?
I would tell them, vet the execution of the different agents that you've seen. How quickly have they done it? How smooth was the process? How much do they understand the sale and the ecosystem that they're getting into? With you, it was check, check, check. I mean, every single member of a sale. So from the management company to the board in our co-op, to the buyers, to the attorneys on all sides, to the bank, everyone was like, this is the fastest, most efficient sale we've seen. And in co-ops, that's not always the case. There's usually a lot of red tape, especially when you're dealing with like the city of New York as well. And a lot of that I attribute to your knowledge, your experience, your tenacity, and your grit. And thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. And I will recommend you to everyone.
Aw, thank you. All right. Appreciate the time, and I appreciate your confidence in me. I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
You too.